well, soon to be. It's New Year's Eve. It's December 31st, Wednesday, December 31st, 2025, and it's beautiful out right now. Sunset's coming soon. The full moon, it's not quite full yet, it's a couple of days away, but it's pretty good, pretty strong. Energies are strong, clear, crisp and even. So I was watching, I've seen it before obviously, but I was watching Back to the Future 3, and I wanted to talk to you about that. For new viewers, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. Hello, Brian. So there's a character in Back to the Future called Clara Clayton, who's the love interest of Emmett Brown. And I mentioned Emmett Brown yesterday. But Clara Clayton is 125 dark to light. 125, the numbers, 125 time travel, 125 magic numbers. But Clara Clayton, I thought this a few days ago, but it makes me think of Clarity Act. Clarity in numbers is 88, Trump. Act is 24x. Think of the X coins, crypto. Clarity Act is 112, which is victory. Got a little doggy there coming up to say hello. Star Trek 112. Star Trek is disclosure on many things. The Clarity Act is 145, which is numerology, which is Sonny Hayes, which is the character in the F1 film. Brad Pitt, who plays Sonny Hayes, is 90, which is January. And they're saying that Clarity Act will be in January. Let's tie that in with comics. So comics rule is 56, which is bulb, which is light, as in the light bulb. Bulbs is 56. If you do comics rule, or comics, if you do comics light bulbs, how about that? Comics light bulbs, so you've got 589 plus comics, which is 60, which is tangent, which is orange, which is Donald J. That comes to 589 plus the 60 takes you to 649. If you add the rule, that's 56, which is light, which is bulbs. That takes you to 705. 705. The magic number that breaks the matrix, that completes the matrix, is 888. In terms of the wealth resurrection financial, the remaining number would be 183, which is redistribution. So comics, comics rule 589. Actually, no, comics, what would that be? Yeah, comics rule 589 plus redistribution 183 takes you to 888, which completes the matrix. Back to the Future is 176, which is level playing field, which is November the 5th, which is real-time numbers. They're all connected, you see. So, hey Matt, good to see you. Do people watch I know some of you did, go and watch the Gene Decode show. I did. I put out a lot of information in that one. It's a classic, go and have a watch of it. Always check out because you get the live streams on this part of my channel. Go to my videos as well, because you get videos there as well. But yeah, Back to the Future. Back to the Future Part 3. 1885. 85 is silver. There's a part, I'm going to put this out, I recorded it while I was watching it, but there's a bit where they plan the oh, that's it, Clayton Ravine. So Clayton, let me think of what this is. Clayton Ravine, if I remember rightly, is 159. So Clayton Ravine is a place in Back to the Future that got renamed because Clara Clayton ran off the cliff. She wears a purple dress. Purple is 88, which is Clarity 88, Trump 88. Will we see it all go when it goes to $88 an ounce? Probably. There's still people very hopeful or very clear that we're going to see something today, which will be in fact incredible. And one of them is this guy called Jake Qelby, I think it is, yeah. 88 constellations, there you go, Matt. Yeah, Jake Qelby. And his numbers come to 88, which is Trump, which is Clarity. And he's saying that the COMEX rule has been planned or is about to be done tomorrow, January 1st. First is Bitcoin money. So let's see what comes. But something's in the air. It feels very beautiful and crisp today. It's fresh, it's cold. Get your cold storage wallets, your Tangent wallets. Links are below. You get 10% off right now. Click my link for the offer. It's the first in the description, I believe, today. But something's brewing, folks. Something's brewing. So let's see what comes. I mean, they could do anything. The White Hat's pulled off a White Hat version of COVID lockdowns, which was safe for people, because that was planned in a bad way, but the White Hats incepted it, changed it, so everyone just had a chance to go to their room and have a think about life. Just like when President Trump said about Barron. During COVID, they asked about Barron and he said, yeah, he's in his room. So everyone had the chance to be in their room and have a think about everything. And we've been thinking about things ever since then, you see. So, but this whole thing with, let me think as well. So if you do Clarity Act 159, which is a week to remember. Sorry, Clarity Act 112 victory. And Clayton Ravine's 159, a week to remember, the Chinese elders. John F. Kennedy, Jr. 159. Clarity Act, which is 112. COMEX rule is 116. Thursday's country. Thursday is shown on the the Interstellar Watch, which ties in with my cousin Paul with the Tesseract. The Tesseract is 143. Paul Bushnell 143. Look, see, even the seagull knows the truth. It just confirmed what I just said. Seagull 77 power, Christ, Hertz. But if you do, COMEX rule 116 plus Clarity at 112 victory, that takes you to 228, which is the best is yet to come. Now, I've always said the best is yet to come. 228 could be 2028. That would be 13 years since the operation kind of became public when President Trump walked down the escalator in 2015. But he has said it will be sooner than you think in terms of things like currencies. So maybe it's this year. It could be. I mean, things are boiling. They're brewing. And 2026 is 20 plus 26, which is 46, which is best. So maybe the best year is this year. The humanitarian funds comes to 2026, 228. Look at the sunset over there, folks. See it all? beautiful out here. It's lovely, it's fresh, it's busy. It's the day before, well, it's New Year's Eve, so a lot of people are out and about. Not too many working per se. What are your plans for New Year's? What you got going? Another one I looked at is Avatar. So Avatar is 63, as in JFK. 63 is 11. Happened on a Friday, so 11/11. Remember, he did the whole rule with Silver, or that order 11/11/0, and then they took him out, had to go into witness protection. But then Fire and Ash comes to 85, Silver, Storm, Awakening, Matrix 85. So there's a lot going on. Okay, this might be a little busier here, so I'll continue, but I might have to meander in and out of the people. Give me a second. Hey folks, back again. Yeah, it's quite busy down here today. People doing their thing. So let's see what comes. But Clara Clayton is the Clarity Act. That's what she is. Clayton, 90. January. I believe that's 90. I'm pretty sure it is. Maybe Bob or someone can check. No, Ravine is 90. Hang on, let me get this right. So Clara Clayton's 125. What's Clara? CL 16. What's Clara Clayton? Clara Clayton's 125. What would Clara be? Yeah, no, that's right. It is January, yeah. Clayton's January 90. And then Ravine, that's it. So Ravine is 69, which is checkmate, which is financial, you see. So that's what they're showing. They're saying January checkmate, maybe. Clayton Ravine, maybe. And could it be as early as tomorrow? Let's see. I mean, everything's been a smooth transition. I mean, we're on the 345th day of the year in terms of, it's the 365th day of the year, but it's 345th day since Trump's been in. 345 comes to thank you very much. His opening remarks when he came into office. Look at the beautiful sunset behind me. Can you see that? Hang on. There you go. Yeah. All these character names weren't done. They were done with thought. So I've just one of them is Garlinghouse, I think, is 136. It is actually Garlinghouse, as in Brad Garlinghouse. Garlinghouse is 136, which is stock exchange, which is Great Awakening. Sorry, stock market. The Dark Knight. So Garlinghouse, as in Brad, CEO of Ripple. Garlinghouse is 136. The Dark Knight 136. In The Dark Knight Rises, they have a hit on the stock exchange, which is obviously the stock market. stock market is 136, stock exchange 135, Ivana Trump 135, John Trump 135, John G. Trump 142. That spells the two words 42. Where's everyone from? Hey Diane, good to see you. It's been quite a quick day really. I guess I went to bed quite late last night. I was watching Godfather 3 late last night actually, and that's in the Q posts. Isn't it interesting how these films that I've mentioned and the ones that Q mentioned, they're all being shown right now on TV. So we've had all the Back to the Future films on, we've had Indiana Jones, we've had Jaws, we've had E.T., we've had the only one I can think of they haven't shown yet, from what I can see, on what I've been able to see, is The Matrix. But maybe that's been on other channels that I don't have access to. They did all the Batmans, the Nolan Batmans. Yeah. But they've been showing big movies, Q movies. And they wanted us to see them, so they've been showing the whole Godfather series, the Back to the Future series, and Godfather 3 is in the Q posts, along with Speed as well. There was a guy called Gary Speed here. I remember, so he was a footballer. I wonder if Gary Speed went into witness protection. I think I've said this before. But does Speed refer to him, or does it refer to the movies? Maybe both. But I remember that distinctly where I was when I heard that. And at the time I was reading President Trump's Art of the Deal. This would have been back in probably 2011 or no, I think 2010. No, maybe 2011, I think. So, anyway, God rest Gary Speed, and maybe we'll see him come back. Gary, 51, Jasara, Batman, great. It's nice and fresh. It's very fresh, but it's dry, which is great. What you're watching right now, what's on the TV in terms of Q movies where you are. Let's have a look at some of them. Nice lake. It's actually the ocean, but it could be a lake. Maybe it's a lake because we're under a dome, then I guess it's a big lake, but it's the ocean. Yeah. Bulb is 37, which is dome. It's also hell, and maybe that's what it's been. But the dome is opening. There's a crack in the dome. That's why they showed it a few years ago during COVID. You had the Millennium Dome in London, which is the Oz O2 Centre on Greenwich Mean Time, Greenwich, Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz is 176, level playing field 176. November the 5th, 176, Back to the Future 176, Real Time Numbers 176. A Magic Wand Reversal 176. But the dome was hit with a storm and it ripped part of it. So I saw that back then, that it was renting it. It was, you know, a tear in the dome. And not far from there is where I saw President Trump first speak, in the Excel Centre in 2012, I think it was. Look at that, folks. The lovely sunset behind me. See that? Got some nice parts of the cliffs up here, you see. Quite fresh and fit. So what shows are on where you are? Sunset, yeah, sunset. That's it, sunset is on its way. Yeah. Sunset is on its way. So quite a quick day, I guess, because, well, we'll be up again late tonight, I guess. But I guess we're just waiting for the ball to drop in Times Square. Times Square is 147. The trump card. Epstein Island, 147. The frequency 147, the activation 147. Michael Jackson movie. There you go. I saw someone put out an AI image of Prince and George, could have been George Michael, but Michael Jackson and Prince, saying, I wonder if they come out and sing something at New Year's. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That would be entertaining. That would be great. Does feel like that will happen at some point, along with others. So here you've got I like to call it the Golden Crescent. This beach is like 7 miles long. Further if you go right over to Old Harry. But on this land, you can do it 7 miles walk. So it'd be a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, if you do it from tip to tip. I've done that a few times. That's a good walk. That is a good walk. A fresh walk. But I'm thankful to the White Hats that they've given us good weather this holiday period, which is great. 9 plus 8 is 17Q.
Yeah, and maybe later.
Oh, so another one I watched last night was, I didn't see all of it, I kind of had it on in the background, is the film Patriot, or The Patriot, by Mel Gibson and Heath Ledger. So Heath Ledger in Witness Protection, Mel Gibson, who's been speaking up, whether Mel's 2.0 or on a deal, I don't know, probably. But anyway, Mel Gibson, 96, which is Zimbabwean, which is Atlantis, Kushner. And you see 96 at the beginning of the F1 film. But he's in the film The Patriot. Patriot is 99. The Patriot's 132, which is Princess Diana, which is JFK Jr. is alive, but Heath Ledger's in there, and in the first, so at minute 3:01, Heath Ledger says Thomas, so I'm like, oh, there you go, Thomas 76, Ripple 76, and then at 6 minutes 46 of the film, he says 17, he refers to a guy that's 17 years old, and then you hear the word 17 or the number 17 again at least once more, maybe 3 times, but at least 2 times in the first few minutes of the film. And they could have chosen any number, couldn't they? But the point is, it's been this action, this movement, this military operation been in action for a long time. And now, once you have the eye to see, third eye, 94, John, November 94, Ace of Spades, you get the chance to see it. The Ace of Spades, 127, Johan Cruyff, witness protection for Johan Cruyff. You get the chance to see it, your eyes are open. But it's been going on for a while. And those of us that were awake were able to see things. But particularly when 2020 happened, the world got squashed with COVID. But the accompanying equal and opposite reaction of that was a lot of us got activated to further lighter knowledge. And one of the things I got was the numbers. The numbers came to me in a blink of an eye, really. I was noticing it a little bit when I met Ivanka and my cousin Paul passed. But as soon as COVID came in, one of the gifts in my DNA got switched on, which was the numbers. Because all the stuff I tell you is all self-taught. It's all been given from above. I haven't studied it out of a book. It was something that was hidden, but it's always been there. And it was my job, my calling, my mission 98, 9 plus 8, 17Q, to share it with the world. Jesus bloodline. Well, bloodline is 88 Trump. And what's the middle name of Trump's father? Frederick Christ Trump. Jesus is 74, Gematria is 74. The magic, the mask, 74. Magic, I say, with a K, 44 mask and on. Faith plus hope is 88 Trump. 88 miles per hour. Clarity act. Comex rule, 112, victory, 112. Comex rule, 112, light bulbs, 112, victory, 112. See? They know what they're doing. And you know what the beauty of the numbers is? I just have a look at it and then it pops up. It's not like it takes me hours to figure these things out. It's instant. So that's what I go with. I'm like, here we go. There you go. So it's very cool. It's very cool. It's fun. It's a great blessing. It's a great blessing. South America, what part of South America? Oh, South Arizona, okay. Arizona, 84. It's got some runners. We got 109 in the chat. 109 spells the word 17. Psych Club. Dinah Spencer, 109. Trillion, 109. You might not hear me for a sec, folks. Okay, back again. Wow, I've done this stretch quite quick. It's gone quite quickly. Won't be far from the pier. Yeah, I won't be far from the pier. So we've got 111 now in the chat, which is perfection, illusion, New York. I am Trump, or the Kennedy magic. And you had the 50, takes you 161 super soldier, which comes from Brad Garlinghouse. 106 is red pilling, prophecy, puzzle. The coronavirus puzzle. That's what we've been figuring out. This has been the biggest puzzle game that we could possibly enter into. There it is, folks. Hey, Kina, oh, bless you, and happy birthday to whoever that was at stuff I was giving a shout out to. Oh, nice fresh walk. What a nice way to spend the afternoon on New Year's Eve and seeing what comes. So talking of shorting silver, so I did a lot of videos over that the last couple of days on that. And also go to my Substack if you haven't done so. Get on my free email list. Just sign up. You just enter your email, you can keep abreast of everything I do. But shorting, so they're actually shorting the silver again today, not as heavily as 2 days ago, but they're pushing it down again. They're trying to push it back in, but that won't last for long. It's the last roll of the dice. They can't. The economics have gone past that number. So the only option they've got is to create fake prices, try and maybe squeeze some people out while the institutions buy it what the price is right now, or maybe they get it discounted, I don't know. But
I'm looking after that chocolate, it's walking slowly.
But that can only last for a short period of time, and it could rebound immediately. Rebound is 90. Sorry, not rebound. Maybe I can't remember what rebound is, but boomerang is 90, which is January, which is Clayton, 90. Yeah. Interesting enough, the train at the end of Back to the Future is 131. That's the number of the train. And 131 is John F. Kennedy, 131. Used to be Gary Gensler, and then looks like he wasn't one of us. And then Brad Garlinghouse became more to the fore. And 131, excuse me, even though you can't really see it right now, is Isle of Wight. Sorry, not Isle of Wight. Isle of Wight's 133 simulation. 131 is this, the stretch of water, English Channel. That's 131. If you do the English Channel, that's 164, which is Mothership. No, 164 would be what would 164 be? Well, 164 is Elon's time machine. There you go. 164 is also 5th of November. There you go. 164 is 5th of November. And 164 is the reset movie, or reversal movie, or tenet reversal. There you go. Tenet reversal. 164. The English channel. English 74 gematria. '74 is DeLorean. 74 is English. 74 is Messiah. Deep magic with a K is 74, which is in the Narnia film. And it looks like both sides of us had access to that, but the Aslan characters, Aslan 50, Donald, Lion. Hang on, is Aslan 50? Lion's 50. Paul Eiling 50, Fight 50. The deeper magic, accessible to the pure in heart, are able to conquer the bad ones. So that's what happens. That's why I got that kind of smoke entity thing that just whizzed past me. It couldn't do anything, but it had to show its head for a split second. But I felt fine, I was protected. I think we're gonna see more of that, folks, as time goes on. We're gonna see more of it. So, the frequency reset, that's what's happening. Things are getting shaken out, you know? Things are getting shaken out. Shake, rattle and hum. So what, there's Happy Gilmore 2, is that a new film or is that one that's already been out for a while? Happy Gilmore, the golf. Clarity Act, that's Clara Clayton, that's what they're telling us. Clarity Act, Clara Clayton. In case you missed it, Clara and then Clayton. Clarity Act. That's what that is. That's what that is. And there's the silver mine when they show the route that they use to do the time travel and Back to the Future. And there's also Needles at the end of the film. Needles is the bad character that tries to tempt Marty into silliness. And Needles, even though you can't see them, are the tip of the cliffs in Back to the Future. So Jesus Christ is 151. Someone's just asked what the numbers on Jesus Christ are. 151, which is Drain the Swamp. Swamp is 72, which is Bitcoin, first money. Jesus is 74, Christ is 77. Lady Diana Spencer, 151, Jesus Christ. Ivanka Bushnell, Ivanka Flotus is 151. There you go. We've got a 320 there, which is Liberty Enlightening the World, which is the true name, or the full name of the Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty is 198, which is President Trump. Remember, I got my numbers in Manhattan, and the confirmation, well, the numbers actually literally started on that stretch of water from basically the Battery Park where 9/11 is, across the water to the Statue of Liberty. That's when I first got my first number, 118. Look at that beauty behind me. You see it? And it's still beautiful the other side as well. So this bit here, this has been like this for a while. You've got a stretch here where they had a fall at the cliff, and so they put this kind of barricade up, I guess, to protect people from the cliff falling. You got the Helter Skelter there on the pier, so very close to the pier. So there's a few families out and about walking, and there's the moon. So it's not quite full moon, but I saw someone say it's maybe the third of fullness, but I think that might be, yeah, maybe 2 days away from totality, but it's pretty full, it's pretty strong, and it's beautiful. So when it's nighttime here, if you're out along the coast, you can see the moon pop out of the ocean. So right now we won't have that because of, so kind of more in the summer months you'll see the moon pop out. It will pop out of the ocean. I guess the sun does it as well. So you get the sun popping out of the ocean, and you get the moon popping out of the ocean. And there are times where you can see the sunset over in the harbour. I did it a couple of years ago, and then you can see the moon come up. The moon will come up out of the ocean. Moon's 57, human, magician 57, England 57, Rose, Wood 57, Mary 57, Tesla 57, and you'll see the moon come out, and it will be a bright red. It looks like a reverse sunset, you know, that's what it looks like. But it's pretty cool, all these holograms. You know what was interesting, when you see the Sirius star, and you can see this online, but you look at the Sirius star and you can see it kind of reflecting like a light source through the water. So if the firmament above us is water, if we're under a dome, if we're under a snow globe, then that would make sense. Yeah, look here, see the west cliff. So you've got that, you've got the cliff, see it fell probably a couple of years ago now. This has been up for a while. It looks to be okay now. It looks to be kind of recovered, but they've still got the bits there. But yeah, it's a great part of the world. Bournemouth 152, Black Swan event 152. My birthday 15/2, 15th of Feb. What happens if you add 15 plus 2? Comes to 17Q. If you do Tom Sydney Bushnell, it comes to 217. Mission Impossible, and that's on tonight actually. Mission Impossible is on TV. The original one with Francis Ford Coppola. He must be he's probably a white hat then, Francis Ford Coppola, because he did this film recently. So they refer to his film in Godfather 3. Sophia Coppola kind of plays the Ivanka character, but I don't think Ivanka will get taken off the board because I think she'll be president. But he did that film Megalopolis about a year ago, which got really hit hard by the critics. But they were trying to tell us some other truths about the Chrysler building. That's got something to play eventually in the movie. John Voight's in that film. Shia LaBeouf, who's maybe he was probably swapped or did a deal, but he speaks up against a few things, or seems to. But then the Mission Impossible, yeah, the whole thing of the masks. So that's a real thing, you see. That's a real thing. So we've got 101 in the chat, which is immortal. Yeah, Golden Gate Bridge. So I've been to the Golden Gate Bridge, and that's where Bumblebee, the Transformers film, ends, which is a cool film. In San Francisco, if I remember rightly, it's 109.17. and then 88 is Trump. So if you do California, San Francisco, it's 197, which is Every Last Secret, which is Diana Spencer Trump, which is the 5th of November, 197, which is also crypto, the reset, the crypto exchange, crypto reversal. Got the beautiful sky now. Can you see it? The different colours. It's not coming up quite, but it's very pink and mauvey behind me right now. So yeah, we've got all the way into the town now. Helter Skelter. Did you hear that monkey? The arcade monkey. It's one of the George Michael songs. I love that song actually by George Michael, Monkey. It's a great energetic track. George Michael, 108, Twilight. We live in a twilight world. Twilight, 108 is Fitzgerald, 108. It's good everyone supports each other, says hello in the community. They all chat to each other, it's good. So it's definitely getting darker that side. Can you see the sunset? Oh no, the other way. So that's lovely out there. I'll take you out onto the pier. So you get to see the pier. What's the weather been like where you are? Thankfully, we've had good weather. Makes a difference. Makes a big difference. Feels like you're alive. As long as it's dry, it's all right. I don't even mind if it's cold. You know, it's winter, it's expected. Remember, winter's 89, hologram's 89, virus is 89, summer's 89, palladium is 89. Let's go up here. One sec, folks. I'm still with you. You might not be able to hear, but I'm here. So you know I just said twilight about 2 or 3 minutes ago. So there's one of the theme songs of Twilight is the song about 1,000 years. So as I walked up, just by the big wheel, just over there, they were playing the Twilight song, the 1,000 years. See folks, we're in a matrix. That's how it works. That's how it works, you see. Fancy that, eh? And I didn't hear that song until I got up to there. And I'm talking about Twilight 108, George Michael 108, Fitzgerald 108, Twilight 108, and playing the Twilight song. We're in a matrix, folks. The question is, who's running it? I think others were running it, feels like others were running it. Maybe it was us, maybe it was our polarity. But now we're breaking it, we're overcoming it, we're mastering it, and we're putting our own signature in. Okay, let me show you the water. That's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. See it? That's incredible. I mean, honestly, folks, this is like Malibu. You know, when you're out on the pier, Route 66, you see the sunset. Although I don't even know, do you get the sunset on the Malibu side? You probably do, because it's the west, isn't it? Yeah, you probably would. But the beach here is... They were actually going to... They considered years ago to film Baywatch here. They could have done it because the sand, yeah, it's doable, could have been. And David Hasselhoff, someone I've met, he left me a voice message a few years ago, and guess how long it was? 17 seconds. So, the Hoff, if you're out there, mate, wishing you a happy new year. Maybe I'll put that out sometime, my Hoff voice note. It's cool. I might do that actually. That might be fun, just put it out there. But I was always a big fan of Knight Rider and Baywatch. Yeah. Great shows. That's a pretty good run, isn't it, to have two massive TV shows, Knight Rider and Baywatch, that David Hasselhoff had. So we've got 108 in the chat now. 108 is George Michael. Hey, Karen from Indiana. So, how about this? So I actually met, I kind of gate crashed Piers Morgan's birthday party a few years ago before COVID. He publicly put out where his birthday party was. It was a public place, so I went down there. And me being me, I got on with a few of the folk there. That's how I met David Hasselhoff. And we're just here at the Pier Zip. Look, see? Pier Zip. And Piers Morgan actually comes to, it's either 136 or 135. I'm trying to remember which one it is. It's either Stock Exchange 136 or Stock Exchange 135. Or Stock Market, which is one. No, I know what it is. Piers is 67. Reset, which is also satanic. 67. So, President Trump said he's gone with the fishies, so it's 2.0. And Morgan 68, Mar-a-Lago, Wayne. So it's 135 for Piers Morgan, but I'm talking to the Hoff, and then we're on the pier. So, look, guys and girls, can you see that? What beauty that is! Look at it. It's a great privilege to experience this. Come and do the shows. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. They've cleared all this, so they used to have the fun fair here. I guess it's transient. They move it at certain times of the year. But a few weeks ago, you had behind me, you had all the fun fair stuff, but I guess they've taken that down for the season. Meaning maybe we're at the end of the season. As Sonny Hayes says, you have until the end of the season to pull the plug. Yeah, you just do so good question. So you just do Tangent Wallet in USDT. That's what I did. I bought mine on oh, there you go. Yeah, so if you're in the UK, you just click my link below, which you're on, I'd assume, and you just pay it in dollars. So they just change that to it. So actually, if you're buying in pounds, it's less, comparatively, if you get it in pounds as opposed to the dollars. But yeah, the only way to get it is in dollars. they're international, they ship everywhere, but the way you buy it is in dollars. So good question. So if you're in the UK or the US, just click my link below and you'll get it. So anyway, all right folks, well I'm gonna say good night. Have a wonderful new year. I don't know if I'll check in before tomorrow, but who knows what comes. So I'll see you tomorrow. All right, lots of love, take care, bye.